It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop. Hey there, how's it going? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Well, it kind of seemed like, consensus didn't go the way everybody wanted it to go. It put a little bit of downward pressure on the market. So, it dropped down there real close to that $8,000 level. Right now, we've seen a little bit of an uptick yesterday. It's kind of continuing along today. Nothing major, though. I mean, we're coming in, 8,400, 8,500, right in that range, depending on your exchange and where you're at and what time it is. We got Ethereum holding on the other side of $700. That's up not even a full percent. We got Ripple hanging out at 69 cents. That's up only 1.1%. We got Bitcoin Cash hanging out at 1,200. That's up a little bit. I mean, that's what it's kind of seeming like. No big gains, no big losses. The market's holding steady today. We got EOS at $13.61. They gained a little bit yesterday. They're kind of holding on to it today. They're down 0.2. That's really not that big of a deal. We got Litecoin at $135. That's down not even like a 0.5%, 0.66. And we got Cardano at 25 cents. That's up 2.44. And we got the Steam back dollar and Steam hanging out at $3 and $2.25. That's down about 1.4% and 0.4%. Really not that big of a deal. We're not seeing anything happening right now at the moment. So that's why I thought I'd actually take a moment today and talk about a few different things. We are early adopters in cryptocurrency. And it seems like there's a lot of buzzwords like long-term thinking and, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin and HODL and stuff. And they're being tossed around without people actually stopping to think about what it means. Rainy days in Florida, right? So, I mean, what am I getting to here? I keep getting emails from people that are asking me, they're new people, and they're asking me questions about how they get into Bitcoin. And it seems like there's this misconception that it's like gambling in some way. And I keep trying to explain to people that it's not, that you're trying to use a tool, because that's what Bitcoin is it's that you're getting another tool to use for your, finances that will help you achieve financial independence. You just have to use it properly. It's not something like buying a lottery ticket and you scratch it off and you win $1 million, or you don't, and then you throw it in the garbage. It gets you thinking differently. Buying cryptocurrency with your fiat cash starts to show you, that putting your money in the bank is just going to keep your money in the bank with the small deductions that they take from you every single month and the use of your fees and all this other stuff. Buying cryptocurrency goes to show you, what savings can do for you. It seems like a lot of people don't, they don't really understand what the dollar is, and, they don't necessarily understand what long-term thinking is. Long-term thinking for me is that I've done things like my cell phone isn't on a carrier. I use it as Wi-Fi so that I don't pay the $60 to $70 a month on a cell phone bill. And what that allows me is it allows me $60 to $70 a month to buy more Bitcoin. Simple things like I used to go out to eat, once a week with my family for dinner. Well, now I just step up and I make a really nice meal once a week for my family, and we save that money, and that goes into Bitcoin. And buying this Bitcoin, it has a couple different purposes. As the price of Bitcoin increases, it allows you to take profit, but not to spend it all. Because a lot of people, they think, oh, well, I'm going to buy a Bitcoin and I'm going to wait for it to shoot to $1 million. Well, I mean, that doesn't really happen, because, what happens in the middle? What happens when that Bitcoin hits, $25,000 to $50,000 and you paid $9,000 for it? Well, the greed-eyed monster greed gets in there. You want to sell it. And it's hard to think long-term and to realize you can't sell it all. You can't be greedy and want to get rid of your Bitcoin for the money now, because you need that Bitcoin because it's going to be worth so much more in the future, because it's going to be harder to get it. And that's the whole point. That's why it's worth so much. So, I mean, everybody has to take profit. Everyone has bills to pay. Everyone has family. Life doesn't stop so that you can just sit around collecting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. But what it goes to show you is that you want to be cutting, things out of your lives that are excess, so that you can start storing the Bitcoin now, so that as the price goes up, you can take the profit from it, which is more than what you put into the situation. And that down the road, you won't have to go to work. You won't have to do those things. You won't have to be buying Bitcoin, because you'll have accumulated enough of it, and the fiat value of it or the fact that by then we'll just be using Bitcoin peer-to-peer, you won't need to do anything because you'll have enough of it stored up. So it also leads into long-term thinking of, we are early adopters. We're not all walking around handing Bitcoin to each other. As I walk into the grocery store, as I walk into Walmart, I'm not giving them Bitcoin. I'm not walking into my local store and paying for my gasoline and stuff or my power bill in Bitcoin. So we got a long way to go, right? If I'm not giving someone my Bitcoin straight up for payment, then that gives me time to collect more. It's just that as we're sitting here and we're seeing this volatility price and, people are bummed out that we didn't get consensus, or they're, concerned that they're underwater because they bought somewhere on the ramp up to $20,000. You have to breathe. You have to take a moment. You have to look at why you invested. That's what I keep saying. I know. And you have to think about why Bitcoin is going to change what you have going on financially. And that's what it's done for me. I took profit. Yes, of course. And it helped me. But it's helping me to get more into Bitcoin, because now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, okay, well, what do I really not need? Put that money into Bitcoin, right? And I mean, we came off a major correction. That's a plus. That means that we're on our way to the next one. We're on our way to the next big ramp up. Hey, it may not be this year. Okay, awesome. That gives me even more time to get more Bitcoin. It's that you have to think long term. You got to figure this stuff out little by little. And you got to not get sucked up into stuff. I mean, I'm hearing stuff today like $1 billion has been lost in scammy ICOs. As Adam Meister's out there saying strong hands, what's meant by that? It means to not get sucked into this stuff. It's to have that long-term plan of seeing what Bitcoin's going to be in the future and not get taken in by the fact that, oh, there's a price jump, I can take a little bit of money. Well, what's a little bit of money compared to some long-term thinking that'll get you a lot of money down the road, right? Okay, Samantha, we got anything going on in the chat? No. I guess there's nobody really watching today. I know it's an early rainy morning. I wish I could have stayed in bed, but of course that never gets anything done. So as always, I got all kinds of tools, links, affiliation codes, all kinds of stuff down there, right? To get you going on free faucets and collecting ERC20 tokens, to get you signed up at Coinbase, to be able to start getting, that daily or weekly takeout of your bank account to start accumulating the Bitcoin. I got stuff to help you start understanding mining pools, maybe turn a rig on if you're into all of that, or you want to start trying to earn some passive income because you got a lot of computers laying around. I've been there. I've tried that. I mean, cryptocurrency is a vast market, and you have to try to explore all the aspects of it before you can find your true niche in it. I just happened to find mine right away here and doing these YouTube and help desk with everybody. I just want to provide the best services I can. That's why I'm always out here trying to promote, my free help desk service. It's at eugeneforrest20@gmail.com. You got to shoot me those emails. We got something going on in the chat, Samantha?
Dave Close says that he's here.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. In about 3 hours from now, I'll have Bitcoin Coffee 2 up. Please check that out, you guys. Give me some comments down there below. I'll be giving you a full upvote, just for commenting. I'm still trying to get people's opinions on whether or not I should keep providing it or whether or not I should keep uploading it to DTube. But as always, you guys, go out there, educate yourself the best you can in cryptocurrency. That's what's going to keep you from getting ripped off and scammed. Hodling is always the best experience. And remember, hardware wallets, if you got over $500 to keep it safe. We got something more from the chat, Samantha?
We have Dave asking, is Tether a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I mean, the market has its place for these stable coins. The fact that Tether just won't allow an audit to show some solvency behind them is not necessarily good, and it causes, it could cause potential fallout later on. That's why we're looking at so many other stable coins. What are we looking at? The TUSD coming out. That's going to be on Binance. It's already on Bitfinex. I mean, we're making some real headway with that one. A lot of people are saying that this one's going to be, they're going to be giving out constant updates to let us know that it's real. I think that's going to kind of squish Tether, and they're not going to really have as much of a place in the market now. Because, I mean, if you can go with, TUSD over USDT, you know where I'm going to go if I'm trying to drop back because I'm day trading and I want to save some money, or leave it. I mean, in USD, will I go to sleep so I don't have to worry about the price dropping out? All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me so much. I appreciate it. I look forward to your comments down below. And as always, keep your Bitcoin safe.